October just finished, and along with that was Halloween, and like a little Triduum, kind of. Not like the official Triduum for Easter, but still sort of a Triduum. We had All Hallows Eve, or Halloween for some, All Saints Day, and All Souls Day. So it's kind of like a Triduum. I never really as a kid, I didn't really care for it that much. I mean, dressing up was fun. Getting candy is also lots of fun when you're like 6. Sugar, chocolate, lots of fun. Going to Catholic school didn't really matter. We also dressed up. Later on, when I went to public school, we did costume parades, and that was fun too, I guess. But as I got older, I started to like it less and less. I mean, especially in like middle school and high school, the costumes, they just got sort of slutty, and they just weren't very much fun anymore, I thought. I don't really dress up either. I mean, I wore a cat hat this year, so kind of fun, but I'm starting to think, as a Catholic, is it okay for me to celebrate Halloween? It just sort of seems like a celebration of the dead and the dark and the evil, kind of. I think back in religion class, we would watch videos that were about very, very anti-Halloween, and I don't know if these were verified sources or not, but we heard one of the videos, it was talking about the history of jack-o'-lanterns, that the jack-o'-lantern, the history of it, back during the times of the Celts, I don't remember what year that was, or year range when the Celts were around and druids and whatnot. They would take skulls, and that's kind of where the jack-o'-lantern comes from. Jack-o'-lantern is supposed to symbolize a skull, and the druids would go around and tell people, if you don't want evil spirits to curse your house and your family, you'll allow your oldest daughter, who was a virgin, to be sacrificed, and they used the fat from the burnt body to make candles, and they would put them inside the skulls, and people would put that outside their houses as a sign to, get rid of evil spirits. And I thought, oh my god, that's just barbaric and awful. And I'm not sure if this is real. I didn't really look into it, because I don't think I really want to know if it's true or not. It's still kind of creepy. So, history of Halloween. Again, back during the Celts and the British Isles, they had a festival, I don't know how to pronounce it, if it's like Samhain, so it's spelled, and they believed that this point in October, the border between our realm and the spiritual realm was the thinnest, so spirits and ghosts could go through and come into our world, and the druid priests would go around and say, ask people to dress up so that the spirits and demons wouldn't think that they were humans, so they wouldn't possess them or something along those lines. And the Catholic Church wanted people to celebrate something else, something more positive. So they came up with All Saints Day. In the Catholic Church, we believe saints are holy people that led a righteous, virtuous life here on earth and are now in heaven, and we can ask for their intercession and ask, because since they're a lot closer to God and Jesus, we can ask them for help so that they can take it up to Jesus and God, because they're so close. So the Catholic Church decided to have All Saints Day, and because the Catholic Church comes from Judaism, in Judaism you start celebrating a holiday the day before. So that's where we have like Christmas Eve, and Halloween was All Hallows, All Hallows Eve. So the eve before the feast day of the saints, the hallowed people. So that's where that comes from. So eventually the Druid culture and ancient religion died out, and you just had All Hallows Eve, where people still dressed up in fun costumes and celebrated the evening before All Hallows Day, so All Saints Day. And it was fun, and people got to goof around a little bit. But eventually, in England, it was the divide where you had the Anglican Church, and then you got even more radicals of the Puritans who didn't think the Anglican Church was Protestant enough. So they left England and went to the U.S. Because they were Protestant, they did not accept anything Catholic. They thought it was pagan. So they, when the Irish or when other Catholic people came and brought, their traditions with them, like, All Hallows Eve and, All Saints Day and all, and they called it pagan, because they thought anything that was Catholic or not Protestant or Puritan was pagan. So that's probably where that idea comes from, that Halloween is a pagan holiday, at least here in the U.S., because this is a predominantly Protestant country. It seems that any Catholic holiday has been, or at least you've got groups of people who are trying to change the way it is. You've got Christmas, supposed to be about celebrating, the birth of Jesus, the incarnation, but most people think about it, Christmas trees and Santa Claus, which doesn't really have much to do about, the birth of our Savior. Or Easter, people think of Easter Bunny instead of, the resurrection or the heinous death Jesus had to go through to save us, to give us salvation, so we could be with him in heaven, because we are unworthy of going there. All Hallows Eve was also supposed to be a day of mocking death and the devil, because the devil is a very pride-filled being who does not like to be mocked. So that was supposed to be, which is why people dressed up to mock death and evil. We're not supposed to be sad or terrified of death anymore, because Jesus died for us and he triumphed over death. And that kind of got lost, and I don't know, that kind of makes me sad, because I think if that was the focus of Halloween, I wouldn't have a problem celebrating it. So yeah, I think because Halloween is like a Catholic holiday, and when I first found out that Halloween was a Catholic holiday, I was like, what, really? Because you've got, I don't know, it just seems like a very far-fetched idea. How do I celebrate this as a Catholic, and should I celebrate it? I'd like to, because maybe we can come up with new traditions for it, because that'd be fun too. Should I celebrate it as a Catholic? And how do I celebrate as a Catholic? I mean, besides going to church, because holiday comes from the word holy day. So to celebrate a holiday, you obviously go to mass. Are there other things that we could do? I mean, we could dig up what they used to do when they used to celebrate All Hallows Eve. That might be fun too. Like maybe they had some sort of cakes or masquerades. Masquerades should be brought back. And dressing up as saints is fun too. But most saints were priests and nuns, at least that we know of, and it gives the impression that in order to be a saint, you have to be a nun or a priest. But you don't have to. We're all called to be saints. So how would you celebrate it as a Catholic? I don't know. I guess I have an entire year to figure this out. Because it's already November and Halloween has passed. But then you've got other people who think we shouldn't celebrate it regardless, that it's a devil's holiday, like, you've got William J. Schnoembelen, that is not how you pronounce his name probably, who used to be a Wiccan high priest and like the occult and stuff, who says that we shouldn't partake in any Halloween like festivities because it's devil's turf and our children are unsafe or something. I don't know. I don't know if this is because, I mean, he later on converted back into Christianity. I think the evangelical church. I think because he's not, I don't know. So that's like a big minus. If you got someone who did stuff and who participated in occult practices, and it was like a really big festival for them, Halloween. Probably going back to the festivals of Samhain. So I don't know. What do you all think? Is it okay to celebrate Halloween as a Catholic or a Christian person? And how should we go around doing that, if at all? So, ideas, any ideas you have, you can post on in the comments or, email me. My email will be in the description. And links to articles and stuff that I found on the internet to put in this video are also in the description. So, actually, a new one came out a few weeks ago that I did not have a chance. Well, I read it this year, but it was not around last year when I was doing most of my research. I was really like, should I celebrate Halloween? Should I not? So yeah. I'll see you later. Bye. Happy November, time of Thanksgiving and more fall, not Christmas, like the stores would like to want to know. I was really surprised because I went shopping this weekend and everything is like Christmas. It's kind of terrifying. We've got bells and Christmas music playing. It's like, it's the day after Halloween and it's already Christmas in stores. It's like, what the heck? What if I wanted to buy a turkey sweater? I can't do that because it's all Christmas and Reindeer the Snowman and Frozen. Lots of Frozen in the Junior and Mrs. section. I kind of feel terrified. So yeah.